I'm here to assist in telling the story that I have honestly, the only reason I'm here is I'm the only person, me and one other person is the only people that have heard this story. So I was told this story 3 weeks ago, I think it was roughly, and I almost drove my car off off the road. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Um, it's a great story, and I'm excited to just sit back and listen to it, and then commentate after the fact. But I was, I wish I would have been there to witness this in person.
Austin, is this a fake story? Let's just get this out of the way. Is it a fake
No,
story?
it's
No.
not a fake story.
I called Austin immediately after it happened and Slick. The only two people that know.
In fact, and it was so not a, it's so not a fake story that I was sworn to secrecy. Essentially, like I was sworn by Mizkif to not tell anybody. And Miz, I mean, come on, I'm like a lockbox. You know how many secrets you've told me that I haven't, and that I've told you that we haven't sprayed? I mean, it's unbelievable. Mizkif and I are in a circle of trust. Isn't that right, Mizkif?
100% it, chap. He's one of the only people I trust in this goddamn forsaken industry. All right?
I have not told a soul this story. Even like my circle of trust, I have not told this. You know how you have your own circle? You know what I mean? No. A
like
lockbox.
You spread the rumors, you know what I mean? Like,
I haven't even told my cats. I'm serious. And I tell my cats everything.
Yeah. No, he does, chat. It's fucking weird as hell when I'm on the phone with him. But I never told him that he talks. I never told anybody that he talks to his cats, which just shows how secret this circle is. We don't say anything, chap. We keep it in the loop. Give me the loop.
Yes. So, you were here. You were here to hear the story. Mizkif, I will pass it to you. But before that happens, in order for the story to continue, you must follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Austin on Twitter, and then the story will be able to commence. No, I'm just kidding. You can, but you can just out of the kindness of your heart.
Come on, spam his Twitter. He deserves it. Okay, he kept the secret for 3 weeks. He didn't even tell his cats.
Yeah, I didn't even tell the cats. Anyway, but I will just listen, and I'm ready to hear the story.
All right. Oh my God. All right. Let me remember the story. Okay. Holy shit. Welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, to the story. All right? So, I don't want any spoilers. Not that any of you guys would know. I don't want any fucking spoilers. Don't assume you know the story until it's over. The story is just starting right now. I want everyone to get in their blankets, get all cozied up, and ready to go for this one. All right?
And this story is between us, okay? You keep the secret just like we kept the secret, okay?
Yes. Yes, chat. He is right. You have to keep it a secret. Now, you got a 1% chance on the wheel that somehow landed here. All right? So I will tell the story. Okay. Where do I begin? All right. So here's how the story starts. And Austin, come in at any point if you want to correct me, if you want to make sure that I'm saying everything properly, and you want to make sure that I'm not getting canceled.
Yes, I'll make sure you are. I hope I don't say the wrong thing either, because, you know, who knows? But anyway.
Should we get someone else to proctor you, maybe like one of your cats?
I don't know. Maybe we should just tell the story. I just tell it in the most honest way possible.
Okay. Chat, this is a serious story. It is real. Do not say fake story. It is true. Okay. So, one night, about 3 weeks ago, I went to a party. Okay? I was at this party, and I was hanging out with a bunch of people. Alright? So, this is all a true story. I was hanging out with a bunch of people. We were at a party. We were celebrating. Alright? So, we were celebrating at this party, and we were all hanging out. And I'm just chilling, not really doing much, right? I'm just hanging out. I'm with the boys. We're all drinking. It's a good time, etc., etc. So, while I'm drinking and hanging out, you know, I'm single, right? I'm single. I can do what I want. I'm good. And I see this girl, and I watch that scene. She was the dancing queen. So, I'm single, and I'm at this party, and I roll up, and I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. So, I walk up to this girl, and I'm like, how you doing? And she has no idea who I am. Not a fucking clue in the world. So, pretty much I got rejected, right? Because clearly I can't. Ego crush. Clearly I can't get laid. And this girl was hot. Like, chat, she was good looking and she was bad. And I'm gonna let you know that some of my friends tried to get with this girl and they failed. So this girl starts talking to me and starts like drinking with me and stuff like that. But what happened was she is like, oh, it was like the end of the party. She's like, okay, let me get your Instagram. So I'm like, I don't really do Instagram. How about Twitter? And she's like, okay, I'm down for that. So she gets my Twitter. And then that's when she realizes I have clout. So she's like, oh, damn, who the fuck is this shit? I'm like, yeah, I'm verified. What up? So this girl and I follow each other back on Twitter. Everything's going great. She's not a clout chaser. And I'm like, damn, this girl's pretty cool. Right? I'm like, I could use that in my life. You know what I mean? I asked her if she needs help building a computer. She told me no. And she just wanted to hang out. So I asked her what she does and what her living is. And she's like, oh, I do strip stuff a lot. I'm pretty much a stripper. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And she's like, I do stripping by night, but by day, I work in the city. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So she's a very normal girl, but she's hot. I'm like, this girl was good. So everyone saw me get her Twitter, and they're like, good job, Miz. Nice job. They're proud of me, because they're like, this girl's fucking good looking herself. And I start talking to her, we start drinking a little bit, and then she's like, how about you message me tomorrow? And I'm like, pog fucking you, let's do it. So I message her, and I say, hey. I say hi with a bunch of eyes. I said, what are you doing tonight? And she said, nothing really, I'm just hanging out. And she's like, you want to do something? And I'm like, you know what? Sure, fuck it. What are you doing in like an hour? And she's like, hanging with you. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is sick. So I'm like, all right, I don't really have anything to do though, because nothing's open because of COVID, right? So she's like, why don't we just go back to your place and hang out? And I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So I drive my Audi R8 to her place.
Rip
the R8. I drive all the way to her place. I pick her up. She's looking fucking good. I'm like, hey, hello, motherfucker. Hey, how you doing? And we
Weezy F baby come to take a shit and urine on the toilet bowl, bitches. Never mind.
Okay, Awesome's about to get canceled. So, I pick her up. I'm like, damn, you looking fucking good. We drive to a gas station where we get some orange juice. And she's like, talking shit about the orange juice I got. I'm like, fuck you. This is the best orange juice. And she's like, I hate you. And I'm like, all right, we're in. So, we're doing some flirting on the way back to my house at this point, right? And she comes in my house. And we just, like, kind of go downstairs. And I think it was Russell who noticed. And he's like, damn, Miz, nice. He's like, holy shit. When do you ever bring girls back? I'm like, I mean, only for the thumbnail. I know, this is crazy stuff. So, a girl off stream, question mark, that's a reality for me. And we go in my room. So, we're hanging out, and
in your room, not even to the this okay.
This room.
Despite on or off stream, this is still the room that you take people to on or off stream.
Yes.
Okay.
So I bring her in this room, and I pull the couch out, and I'm like, what do you want to watch? And she's like, why don't we watch Black Mirror? And I'm like, all right, I'm fucking down. So we just start watching Black Mirror and chilling. Okay. And it really was nothing at first, right? She takes her shoes off. I take my shoes off. And we start hanging out. And while we're hanging out, one thing led to another while we're there. And we start making out, right? So me and her start making out, and it was probably for a solid hour, maybe an hour and a half. We start making out. It's
an egregious amount of time to make out, by the way.
And keep in mind,
that's a lot of making out.
It is. And keep in mind, chat, that while I'm doing this, right? While I'm doing this and we're making out, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I had a boner. Like, the whole time. I was like, holy fuck, there's a girl. What the hell is this thing? It's been a long time. Pretty fucking poggers. So, I had a boner, right? And I'm like, this thing works. It's a Christmas miracle. We start making out and stuff. And while we're making out, she starts to go for it, right? And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I'm very I don't do stuff first. So
Well, you did it with me. Anyway.
you did it with me. So do re mi fa sol la ti do. So we're chilling. She starts going for the stick shift. You know what I mean? And I start to go to a land down under as well, right? And I start touching and going crazy, and she's doing the same damn thing. And then we kind of just stop, and she like gets off me and like gets and looks away.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm a bad person. I'm like, no, you're just a hot girl. What's wrong with that? She's like, I'm a bad person. I had no idea what this meant, so I'm freaking out. I'm like, what do you mean you're a bad person? What did you do? What is going on?
Yeah, at this point in the story, I was like, oh my God, is did she kill somebody? Is she on her way to prison? You know, like I was very, at this point in the story, I was like, oh my God, is she a convict? Is she like on the run or something? This is what I was thinking at this point.
And I'm like, look, if you want to go for it, go for it. I'm totally fine with it. I'm like, I think you're hot. I'm totally okay with it. I trust you. And like we were making out for like an hour and a half. And she's like, do you think you're a good person? And, you know, I lied. I said yes. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm a good person. I don't think I'm a bad person at all. And she said, what if I told you I've been lying to you this whole time? I said, what do you mean? She said, Matt, I have a penis.
You, which is great, by the way.
I'm like, there's no way. I get up and I'm sitting there for 15 minutes. I'm like, you're lying to me. There's no way. I don't believe it. I'm like, there's no way. And you're lying to me. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you're lying. I'm like, you're saying something. You're lying to me. She's like, Matt, did you touch down there? And I said, yes. And she's like, what did you think that circle thing was that you touched? I'm like, I thought it was your clit. She's like, Matt, you jerked me off.
Oh my God.
I said, I don't believe you. I said, I don't believe you're telling me this story. I do not believe this is reality. She's like, go ahead and touch yourself. So I did. And she got a boner. And I was like, oh my fucking God, this is real.
And
I
then,
couldn't believe it.
But then you, well, what, never mind. Well,
So then she asked me, and she says, she feels horrible because she's like, I should have told you at first. I shouldn't lie to you like this. You should have known, and I feel like a horrible human being. She's like, I've never done this before. I didn't tell somebody. I feel like shit. And I told her. I said, I didn't mind. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I really didn't care. Like, I was like, you know what? It was an experience that I tried it, and I did it. And I legitimately did jerk off a girl. I'm like, and you know what? It happened. It is what it is. I didn't really care. And I'm like, I still think you're hot. I told her that. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I still think you're hot. And she's like, fuck. And I kind of like started to like realize what's going on because the second she stood up, she was taller than me. So she's like, what do you want to do from here? She was like, we just made out for an hour and a half. You made out with me. She proved everything. She showed me everything. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I could go for it or I cannot go for it. And I said to myself, you know what? You did a lot today. I think that's it. So I told her, I'm like, look, I am down to hang out with you again, but let's do it tomorrow. Because you know what I had to do, chat? It was 4 in the morning, and I had to do school the next day. Or not school, parasocial. And she was like, is there anything you want to try before you go?
Wait, I don't know if I remember this part.
This part's real. And I don't know if I told you this part, Austin. I said, I want to know. No, I did not get pegged. No, I did not get. There was no anal. There was no nothing. I said, I want to know what a dick tastes like. I never told Austin this part.
What?
And she's like,
You didn't tell me this?
she's like, all right, go for it.
What? You didn't tell me this?
Ask Slick, it's true. I called Slick first.
Why didn't you tell me this?
So I tried it.
Oh my god, what?
And then-
Really?
Chat, it tastes like an avocado. And then that was
No,
it.
it doesn't. It tastes like skin. What are you talking about? It doesn't taste like avocado? What are you talking about?
And then I gave her head. No, I didn't do that. I just licked her dick. So I tried it, and I was like, you know what? This is something Soda would do. So I legitimately did try it, and she's like, is that all you wanted to try? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I then drove her home, which was about a 30-minute drive, and I told her I'd see her tomorrow. And I didn't, for some reason. I don't remember why we didn't see each other. But then I came home, and the first thing I did is I called Slick about 95 times, and I called him, and I told him the whole story. And then I called Austin. And
Yeah, he did call me. He told me this story, and this story is, what was it? What was it, like 3 weeks ago? This was last year, so like 3 weeks ago you told me.
Mitch Jones just called me. Should I answer?
Sure, if you want.
Let me add Crazy Slick first. Because Slick can confirm that what I just said is true. But yes, chat. I made out with a girl with a dick. And you know what? It wasn't even bad. Alright? And I still thought she was hot. I was like, what's wrong with it? But when I do it again, I tried it. Do I think she's hot? Yes. Am I into it? I don't really know. But that's it. That's the story. So isn't it a pretty cool story?
I think it's a great story, and also, you know, props to you for like just trying it. You know what I mean? Good for you. I mean, not everybody has to do that, of course, but I thought you handled it maturely. You know what I mean?
Dude, chat, and she was hot. I'll tell you, she is hot.
Yeah.
Chat was being transphobic. They're all spamming Drakes. What are you talking about?
There's
They don't give a shit.
Look, there's going to be a few transphobes in the chat. Okay, there's going to be a few transphobes. We just have to call them out and ban them. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do.
Chat, what do you think of that story? And it is 100% real. All right, 100% real fruit. I tried it. I wanted to see what it was like. I was very interested, and it is a real fucking story.
Dude, look how, honestly, I'm actually kind of proud of how Twitch is. Look, of course there's progress to be made on Twitch, but I remember a Twitch a few years ago, if this story was told, there would have been a completely different reaction in chat. Like, there's been definitely, we have made progress on this platform, has become more, you know, in the time. Of course, we have ways to go, but it's gotten better in the last several years. I've been on this platform since 2013, so yeah. Anyway, it's a true story. The true story, and I watched that story. I heard that story. Yes,
It is a 100% real story. Honestly, she felt terrible because she's like, oh fuck, I should have told you, right? I was like, whatever. Like, the thing is, I'm a man where it's like, you gotta try things in life. You know what I mean? Why not? What's the worst that happens? And I tried it. And honestly, was it the worst thing in the world? No, it was not. So yeah. Now we're in love.
The only thing I dispute with you is that a dick tastes like avocado. What the fuck were you?
Austin, I'm not kidding you. I literally just went bleh, like a fucking Yoshi, and that's all I did. I didn't like go like.
Well, I mean, that's not how you do it anyway. You don't go. Like, have you ever had your dick sucked like that? There's no way. You know what I mean?
No, dude. Yeah, did she come on you? No, she did not. Okay, I literally just. It's like, imagine like an ice cream chat.
Oh, is it a meme on TikTok? Am I aging myself? Oh no.
No,
God.
I don't fucking watch TikToks.
The only people on my TikTok are people that like, I don't know, they know that let's just say that people on my TikTok feed know that dick doesn't taste like avocado. Okay, let's just be real. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Am I bi? I mean, I could appreciate that she was hot, but I didn't want to go any further. I don't think I'm bi. Like, I think I just tried it.
Look, hold on. This is the deal. Sexuality is on a spectrum. Okay, we all sit on this spectrum somewhere, right? It's
And
really
she sat on my
difficult.
face.
It's really difficult to identify like what there. Everybody wants to be like, oh, like what are you, gay, straight, or bi? It's like it's not that simple. Okay, it's not that simple to say you are one thing or another. Like I feel comfortable identifying as gay because truly, like I could never sleep with a woman for the rest of my life and feel perfectly fine with it. Now, that being said, I still think that there could be a chance I could sleep with a woman one day. Who knows? There are girls that I find attractive and I'm sexually attracted to them. That doesn't make, does that, you know, does that mean I want to marry a girl and you know, sleep with one consistently? Probably not. But like we all fit on it somewhere. So the answer to what somebody is sexuality wise is whatever they feel comfortable identifying as, essentially. So that's the way that I perceive it. And we all sit on it somewhere.
What do you sit on?
Well, you know, we
People-
all sit on the spectrum.
It's funny,
somewhere.
Austin. People do not believe me.
But look,
They don't believe this story.
then that's to them. You've
Chad,
told the story.
do you believe this story? Do you believe that what I just said is true? It is true. I swear. Why would I make this up? It is a true story. Yes. Okay. It is true.
You should hang out with her again.
I can't. She doesn't live here.
Oh,
She was
shit.
here for a day. Yeah, she's your Mario 64. Dude, I should bring her on stream.
I don't know if she'd want to do that, right? Like what you.
Nope.
She did give you permission to tell the story, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
she did.
clear. Yeah. So that's one thing that because Miz told me, he's like, I really want to tell the story on stream, and then I was like, did she? Yeah, she said yes. She said she could, you know, she was fine with it. So
Austin, how many times have you said she said yes?
what do you mean? What do you mean? Like in my life?
Yeah, because you say it all the time for your shows. She said yes.
No, I said it's usually she chose love or she
yeah.
chose host.
When's your next
It's
show?
not. Probably the 13th of it's a secret guest that you guys may know, and it may involve some people that you may know. It may involve some people in your house right now, Miz.
Is it the girl?
I don't know. No, it's not her. No, I don't know who she is. In fact, no, guys. Look, it could involve somebody else. Now, one thing. Okay, so I have a question. Johnny Sins followed me on Twitter.
Oh, whose dick was bigger?
You want to size up next time? I want to see if my dick's bigger than yours. Would you do that? No, like completely platonically.
Yeah, let's just run a train on each other platonically.
Yeah, platonically, just size up. Let's do it. What do you think?
Chat, whose was bigger? Hers. Not even a question, okay? What do you want me to say? I actually barely even saw it, to be honest with you. I didn't see the full kahuna, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Great. Good job. There you go. Clappers. That hasn't been a thing in a long time. Do you think Johnny Sins, lover host, should pop off? I don't think. I personally don't think so because I think he's too far from our.
I feel like chat would like the idea of it. I don't think chat would like it.
Yeah, I don't know if people would. I think Johnny Sins featured on another lover host would be funny, or like him doing a bit on one would be funny. I think it'd be great.
So yeah, chat, I did anal.
Hold on, Atlanta.